Yeah.
Well,
You know,
the first half hour, you're hooked. You're hooked to the
yeah.
game. There's something
Oh,
happens. We're
immediately.
not going to talk about it, and
Yeah.
it's just emotions already pour out.
Beyond that hook though, the characters resonate with you immediately. Like the voice acting and
the
the
voice acting is
direction.
great.
But like all of that comes together, and I'm smacking my mic around. All that comes together, so it's like within not even 5 minutes, within a minute or two, I'm like, I like this character. Oh,
I've
this is
trauma bonded
interesting.
with the character.
The
Not
title
necessarily
screen
trauma
music
bond,
is
but it's
just-
like
ugh.
it immediately connects, and that's something that was like I thought of because I've heard this expressed. I don't know if anybody ever watched like How I Met Your Mother, but one of the things that the directors and the writers and everybody kind of talked about, because like eventually you have to introduce the kid's mom, because like otherwise you just totally like you killed your premise. But that character, after 8+ years of being talked about and teased, has to immediately connect with the audience, and the audience has to love her immediately. And when I stepped into this, all of a sudden I was like, these characters, like they feel 3-dimensional, and I'm not getting just needless exposition just for the sake of exposition. I get the history and I get the relationships through the text, through like the conversations, and it isn't dragging on forever. So I'm not
It doesn't
like,
feel like,
yeah.
from what I've seen, it doesn't feel like millennial Marvel writing.
Yeah.
And whether
No,
I'm not going to say
correct.
whether that's good or bad, whether people like that or not, but like when it's bad, oh boy, it's bad. You know, when it's good, you know, hey, you get Endgame, but like,
Yeah.
but I also think that that's like the peak of what you're going to get with that sort of writing. And
Yeah.
it's, let's be honest, it's still junk food. You know, this, you know, basically it's very, the game is meant to be very introspective, right?
Yeah.
Like you're dealing with, you know, this whole concept of everybody's going to die if like you fail. Like millions of people at like age 32 are going to die next year, and then 31, and then 30. And then, you know, because that's the premise.
Going.
And like billions of people have already died.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
so you're living in this kind of post-apocalyptic world with this Cthulhian eldritch horror that reminds you that it's there every day.
Yeah.
And you can try to do something, or, you know, you can either have kids and hope the next generation figures it out, or you can like get on the boat, Shinji.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, like I said, it starts with this really strong premise, and then you have to have characters that are mature and sell that premise, even if they're like somewhat immature or somewhat like, you know, a little goofy, as long as they stay, you know, as long as you can tell that the silliness or goofiness is in relation to trying to mask something or trying to hide something, or for like the other characters' benefits, you know, that brings depth to that. Without depth, without like this like really good writing, then like the whole premise would fall apart.